fire, though, ain't it?
Thunder of it is, you go out here and back then, you know, what patches here and patches there. Woods all around it here. You got here and woods all around if it was. Set that afire, them woods will catch a fire.
Yeah.
I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah. Now, you tell me you born and growed up in a log house.
Absolutely.
What kind of stove did you have? Did you cook on the fireplace, or?
They cooked on the fireplace till I was up about, going for wheel there, cook stove.
Had pots that hung in there on the fire, or set around in
around on the hearth, had a big fireplace about 3 foot wide, and sit over there, get out cool, and the hearth come out like that. Probably out a pile of coal, like my mammy when she's cooking beans, stuff like that. She'd shovel out a pile of coal out from under the wood and set her pot on it when she get them to boiling, and then she bake her bread. She had a skillet and a lead to bake the bread in. She'd put her bread outside on the hearth and the coals under it, and then she'd put the lid on, put coals on the lid. That's the way they baked the bread. God, it was good bread, too.
I bet it was. What, kind of a cornbread, was it?
Yeah, wheat bread, too. All they had was baked on the fire.
What kind of chairs did you have? Did you make your chairs, or did you buy them?
Well, there was just homemade chairs, sort of like a now, split bottom and everything. Yeah, they had chairs, but
benches to sit on, you hewed out benches?
Yeah, some had some benches, but had chairs too, benches and chairs. They hewed out benches. Some of them had.
I was talking to Becky Goforth, and she said it was a long time before she could ever remember people having screens for their windows.
Good Lord. I reckon they would.
You just had a...
I don't have a... We never did it. You know, back then, 9 out of every 10, you may not believe it, when I was growing up, there wasn't no glass windows. They had shutters to them.
Just wooden shutters to shut the hole up.
Open the window, give you light. Shut the window when it comes.
Shut the wooden shutters?
Yeah, just like shutting the door, just windows.
Not no glass or nothing. And they wouldn't even have known what a screen wire was, would they? Like screen wire, it goes over, keep the flies out or keep them in or whatever.
No, they wouldn't have known what that was.
Well, your beds, I believe you was telling me you slept on a rope bed.
Yeah, corded bed they call it.
Or corded. And a straw tick for a mattress, or what kind of mattress did you have? A straw tick or feather bed?
I had a big old tick packed full of straw sewed on it.
Big old cloth bag with a pack full of straw.
Yeah, put on spread your sheet on it. That was all you had to lay on.
And you cover with homemade quilts, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, that cover with quilts. That's plenty of cover.
I remember years ago when I was a kid, my mama used to heat a rock and put to my feet at night when I was growing up.
Yeah.
We slept in a cold room, you know. We didn't have any heat in the house at night where we slept.
Yeah.
And heat a rock. Did you ever do that?
No, I never did. But I have seen people that did do that, but I never did.
Well, after you telling me about riding in that open truck all the way to Elkin in the snow on the ground in the wintertime and nothing more than an overall jacket, I don't believe you ever got cold when you was a young man, did you?
No. Well, you take down there where I was born and raised, I slept upstairs, right in the southwest corner. You may think this here's a baloney, but it ain't. I've got up in the morning when the snow would be that deep in the loft.
Blow through the cracks?
Blow through the cracks. Cracks? That big.
In the walls or the roof?
In the walls. Pretty low.
Where the chinking had fall out, hadn't it?
Hadn't been none but there.
Oh, Ain't put no chinking in there.
Put up a log and leave that crack. Give 'em light in the loft.
Oh, that was to give light in the loft.
Yeah. Sure. Had a window in the east end. Whole house down on out. Window in the east end up above the log and up about big a square. Well, you come up the steps here, and you went that way to the window. Well, it'd be dark. If that window's shut, it'd be the same night up there if everything been closed up, you know.
Yeah.
But them cracks give you light to get to the window.
Oh, yeah.
And my mammy go up there when she get up and she go up there and take her tub, sweep that snow up, put in that tub and pour it out the window. Wouldn't let it melt up there.
Had to drip on through the house, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Get the planks wet too upstairs, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But this first thing, before we got the house hot, you know, get up in the morning about 4 o'clock and build a fire. It wouldn't be long with that loft. It's not high.
Yeah.
Loft wouldn't be long, you know, let our heat and go to melting that snow right up there.
It'd get warm up there in the loft, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I went to bed a minute one night and going from the steps over to my bed, that floor would be just as warm up there when I go across it.
Yeah. You must have been barefooted then, you could tell, couldn't you?
Yeah, going to bed.
Yeah.
Of a night.
What I mean is walking over to the bed barefooted, you already took your shoes off downstairs,
yeah, I
hadn't
pulled my shoes off down by the fireplace.
Yeah.
And then I'd go.
Did you go barefooted much in the summertime when you was a boy?
Barefooted?
Uh-huh.
Why Jackson, if I went barefooted much in the wintertime.
Did you go barefooted in the wintertime?
You know, when I was a boy growing up, 9 out of every 10 that I know of, they get a pair of shoes at Christmas for a Christmas gift, and most of the time wear them out by Easter, and we got a pair of shoes to put on at Christmas, and pull them off and throw them away Easter.
And went barefooted from Easter to Christmas again. I never thought about that, Press.
That's the truth. Now, you may think I'm
Oh, no, I believe
it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. I don't believe there's, I don't believe there's 1 out of 1,000 that you'd find boys now would go through with what I did, and not only me, but everybody in the country that stood it back then.
Becky Goforth said that, she says, you know, we was poor, but we didn't know we was poor.
Yeah.
Or didn't have too much, you know.
Yeah, I know. We was poor. But boys nobody didn't go to bed hungry. We had something. It wasn't only a big pot of peas cooked up and cornbread and peas.
Yeah.
It was good.
Nobody went to bed hungry, though, did it?
No. Plenty of milk and butter. Like that.
You kept your butter, I guess, down to spring, didn't you? Milk and butter?
In the summertime, yeah.
In the summertime.
Below the spring, my daddy had a spring box, he called it. Kept the butter and milk in the spring box. You take what I meant by that, boy, they couldn't stand it. You tell me now, if it turned off like it has been in some of these winters, how long would a boy last, you might say, like I did with Bob, out here riding in a car, no windshield and nothing?
In the night.
In the night.
Snow on the ground.
You might say, get out here and ride all day, all night, and stop long enough to eat. And ride all day, all night, for a week.
Hauling lumber.
Hauling lumber. How long would he last? A boy, you might say.
You reckon he'd make one trip?
I doubt him of making one trip, tell you the truth.
Y'all was making 2 trips a day and 2 trips in the night, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. If your grandpa was living, he'd tell you the same with your grandma either.
Yeah.
Old Corbett truck.
Solid rubber tires.
Yeah.
Rode good when it's loaded, and I bet it rode rough when it's empty, didn't it?
It did ride rough, yes, sir.
Now, I doubt if I could make over one trip myself. I mean,
Yeah, you couldn't stand it. You wasn't tough. They've all been, when they go riding.
Everybody got to have air conditioning now in the car in the summertime, hadn't they?
Yeah, about everybody.
And a good warm heater in the wintertime.
Thousands of them got it in the house in the summertime. Air conditioning. Usually a good heater. Electric hit in the summertime.
Well, that heater's getting right, ain't it?
Yeah, it's getting right. Putting it out in here.
You know, the weather's changed pretty good since me and you talked the last time, hadn't it? Back in the summer when it's so warm.
Yeah. Boy, there's a sight of difference now and then in the weather and everything.
It got down, what, 0 the other night, didn't it?
It must did.
And you didn't get cold down here?
No, sir. I was just as pleasant all through this cold weather, you can believe it or not. It's up to you, as I am right now.
I was kind of worried about you, and daggone, I believe you was warmer than I was.
I got cold. You know when I sleep some on the slide?
Yeah.
I got cold in the bed that night. I got sort of chill. I didn't get to say cold, just got chilly, you know.
Yeah.
Chilly.
Well, now you sleep in a cold room, don't you?
I sleep right back there. Hell, ever since I lived here.
You never did get used to sleeping in a warm room, did you?
No, sir. I was raised over there in that old house, and I got up, you can believe that or not, with my sister. See some of them, they'll tell you. I slept up in the loft, steps went up right over in that corner of the house, just like this one.
Yeah.
Went up there and I slept right over here upstairs. And I've got up a many of a morning with snow 2 or 3 inches deep all over that floor.
Yeah.
And over my bed, when I wake up in the morning, my bed, I'd be careful and turn the cover off of it.
Get the snow off.
Get the snow. And when soon as getting up time, my mammy or my daddy or some of them go up there and take a washing tub and get up all that snow before it wants to melt and run down through in the back room.
Had to be tough, didn't you, Fritz?
But that is healthy. That's the reason I'm like I am now. I think it's the reason I still like to stay in the woods.
I believe you was telling me you spent the big majority of your life in the woods, didn't you?
I have.
What time you wasn't working in the daylight, you was hunting in the woods at night.
Yeah. And I work every day. I used to sawmill all day and pot hunt about all night. Go in and pot hunt all night about.
Tell me again how many dogs you had at one time, the most dogs you ever had at one time.
I had 40 down at one time, pups and all. You know.
Yeah, 40 dogs.
Yeah.
But when you go possum hunting, you wouldn't take what?
I would take me 2, 1 or 2. Well, I didn't have it. Most of them were rabbit dogs that I had.
Uh-huh.
A few possum dogs. Get one started at about 7. You know, down there, one of the years I had them 40. What I done, you know, hadn't had them so long, but long about July, August, you go around and they'd bring in dogs, try to give them to you. I don't know, I guess 15 or 20 of them dogs were just brought in there and give to me. Kept them that fall. I got more out of my dogs that fall than I did my backer crop.
Selling them dogs.
Sold them.
How much you get for a dog back then?
I sold them back then. I sold part of them at $40 a piece and part of them $75 a pair.
$75 a pair?
Yeah.
Most of them was hound dogs, wasn't it?
Yeah, they was all beagles and hounds together. Yeah.
You didn't keep much any other kind except a hound dog.
And I had a few bird dogs, but not many. I never did fool bird dogs.
Uh-huh.
I was good, yo. I was good with all kinds of dogs and training them. I could take a bird dog. And bird dog I ever owned. No, yeah, no, it wasn't. I got one that I come over up down here, pup, kept it. But I had a pointer, and you know, I'd get out of a Sunday, that dog and hunt of a Sunday, just get out. And that fall, but fall that dog was as good as you ever went in the woods with, bird hunt with. I never shot a bird from it. Now in Woodland, never sold them, but got my arm broke. And I couldn't use my gun.
Tell me how you got your arm broke.
That mule kicked me though on the arm.
And they never did set it back right?
No, they said they didn't, but, and I paid them $5 up at Wilkesboro to take the picture. And it's just like you start to cut a stick of wood that way and over that way and pull out the chip.
Yeah.
And this piece of bone I looked like was about that long. It looked like in the picture. And it was laying right across. And that picture's laying right just like that across where my arm was busted up. You know what that blame shit told me?
What's that?
He said, is that heel, that bone, piece of bone turned back straight.
But it didn't, did it?
You know it did. About a month later that, you know, they wanted me to let them break my arm and set it over. I said, my arm's ever broke again, it'll be just like, well, this time be an accident.
Say a mule kicked you?
Yeah.
What, was you logging or what was you doing?
Yeah, I was logging, you know, and hit a big forest log, I guess it was up toward 2 foot through.
Yeah.
And I had a scissor grab.
And
I hooked my grab down on the side of the log like that, on that side like this was low. And I was up here with the other side of the grab, you know, and I was pulling it to stretch them just as tight as I could so it'd come down enough to catch on that log.
Yeah.
And just as I had that foot against the log, and just as I swung over to pull my grab, that blame mule farted away and kicked me. My hand had been loose, I don't believe broke my arm and he kicked me.
Yeah.
Because he was barefooted, he didn't have no shoe on his foot.
Yeah.
Right over there on Jim Barker's place, back in on the south side.
How long ago's that been?
That in 40.
1940?
First day of October, 1940.
Did you go right straight on to the doctor then?
Well, I got a fella sewing, Dwight Williams, he took me on that evening on over.
You didn't go just as soon as you got broke, did you?
No, not straight over. Oh, my arm was swelled pretty bad. Dr. Bell over here the one that set my arm, but he wouldn't get to nothing but to go on to Elkin and have an x-ray. And that was law. Big door, I never went to Elkin. I'd never given that $5 up. Afterwards. And I'd have they know, we said they know that I couldn't stand it, re-break it and set it over. That'd last tomorrow.
You was about 44 years old when that happened, wasn't you? You was born in 1896 and that's 1940, so you was in your 40s, wasn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was in my 40s when it broke.
Do you remember where your people come from, the Denny's?
No, I don't.
Don't remember the old people telling you where they come from. I believe you said something about they first came into Dennisville. What you remember, they came into Dennisville, didn't they? They called it.
Yeah, up here at Dennisville Church. That's where they got that name out of.
That's just over in the Wilkes County, isn't it?
Not far up.
Yeah.
Dennisville Church.
And then they moved from there on down into this section, didn't
Well, you see, just scattered out, just like old man Parks down here, you know, Will Parks' daddy.
Yeah.
He come up right on this side of Buggy Creek. You know where Buggy Creek?
Bugaboo Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there's where he was raised. He come from and settled down here where I used to live at his place. Old man Frank Park. When his people come in, that's where they settled there.
Yeah. believe you used to tell me something about they used to tell you that your grandpa was a full-blooded Indian.
Yeah, they said he was full-blooded.
That might have been, you inherited something from him, the way you like to be in the woods, wasn't it?
But they thought up to me when I was growing up, but there's Indian blood in me, what caused me to want to hunt, and I could hunt. And it seemed like I don't know why, not bragging or nothing, but just seemed like, now me and you go out here hunting, I'd heap luck here finding rabbits, seeing squirrels, and you would. And I get out with them.
Well, I don't know where that's luck or not. My father-in-law.
But they said that Indian blood I had it.
Well,
That's what they
you
tell me.
knew what you was doing, though, too, I guess.
Yeah, I know what.
My father-in-law was like that when he could hunt.
I'll tell you one thing, you may know it, but I'll tell you one thing. The main part in hunting is to get the history of the game's life and what he does and what he don't do.
Yeah.
You know that?
Is that right?
You mighty right.
Learn his habits and figure
Learn
out what he
his
does.
habit. When he comes out, take possums. When they come out, when they go in. Squirrels, when he comes out, when he goes in.
What he feeds off of.
Yeah. What he feeds off of. Fact of the matter, you just got to get the history of his life to be a good hunter. That's what my daddy taught me that. And he was a good one.
Well, you had to depend on hunting back then, too, didn't you, Fred?
Yeah, honey. Yeah.
That helped put food on the table, didn't it?
You're mighty right. You know, we'd hunt in the winter and kill a gosh, you could, I'd say 75 years ago, you could get out here and there was 100 rabbits to 1 now. Get out here on this hill here, maybe, and if it's cold weather, get on the south hill, or out in the snow. Or you go out in the snow when you couldn't run and you could catch 15 or 20 rabbits, just catch them sitting in the bed in time of snow, where it's too deep for them to run. Like that. But what I started to tell you, back then, you know, when you get a whole mess of rabbits like that, they didn't eat them all. They'd cut them off, the back and hind legs off together and hung them up to dry and eat them next summer. Just like hanging up beef and drying.
Well, they didn't have no refrigerators, nothing deep
No.
freeze to keep it. That's the only way they could do it, wasn't it?
Beef. My daddy would kill a beef about every fall and hang it up and dry. We have beef eat all summer for them, as long as it lasted.
Yeah.
Pretty good sized beef every fall. And it's good too.
Oh, I bet it was.
You take one of them rabbits now, along toward spring or any time through the winter, tie a string I used to, and I have a manual one around his leg, hang it up, drove it, had a nail drove in the fireboard, just like a fireboard, drove a fireplace just like that, and we had a big fireplace and a big hearth, and tie that rabbit to a string, hang him up fire, rig me out a pile of clothes and hang him up, cold, and hang him over it and let him hang out till he got done. Buddy, you talk about good, that's good, Bob.
Yeah, cooked him right there on the fireplace.
Yeah,
Hanging up.
hanging
I
up.
bet that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, gosh, it was good. And you could go the same way if you wanted to. Go get you a chunk of that beef, you don't want to hang it up fire and cook it. Gosh, it's more different than now than it is day and night to what it was then. Living and all.
Yeah.
People live. And enjoyed life. Everybody, you didn't meet no stuck up fellas. There's all good friends. All them old people was good, you know, and kind to you. Everything.
You was telling me one other day about you went to McDowell County one time. Would you like to tell me again about that? I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, being Uncle Martin, Denny, he was a war class trader. He owned a little factory in there. He went to McDowell one time in the wagon in November. Went through in the wagon, camped. It was about 7 days going. 7 were coming back. I think about that every once in a while. think about all them rivers and creeks we forded. I remember that river when we crossed the river, you couldn't just like, here's where you come in at, you go straight across, down is where you went out at. But you had to go in that river and go up the river and make a circle and come back down here to go out. It's like that. You couldn't get straight across.
Too deep or too
and
fast?
Rocky. Doggone rocky. And it sounded like as we was running over rocks as big as washing tubs. You know, oh, you don't know how, you wouldn't know, have no idea unless you used to cross it, how rough that was in that water across. That's where we crossed it. Yeah, it might near hub deep to the way, front wheel of the wagon, where we crossed.
Would you have one mule or two mules?
One mule.
One mule?
Had one mule, one horse wagon, and one mule.
How old was you when you went on that trip?
I don't know. I don't guess I was over 12, 13 years old.
That was an adventure for a young fella to leave. Go all the way up McDowell County. That's coming there around Linville, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's the first time ever I got out of Holland. Told me my say, been to Hamptonville down there.
Yeah.
See, back then, Hamptonville was our closest store and our post office.
Yeah. As far away as you'd been from home, wasn't it?
Yeah, Hamptonville. And, well, I might have been up here. There was a store up our, where Howard lived. Huge couch run a store there. I might have been up there before then.
Well, what kind of food did you take with you to eat as you went up the road in that wagon? Did you?
Well, we took just different kinds, and when we camp, you know, we fry us up a snack, you know, fry some meat, fry some eggs. He would. I didn't do nothing on these, so
he done the cooking, didn't he?
He done the cooking and looking after it.
Did you take some fat back, something like that?
Yeah, took fat back. Bread, we took our bread. Back in, when the wagon, you know, they had what they call a provision box set, you set on it. Had that full of bread and stuff. We got plenty of bread that we got up there, you know. Like in they bake what they call is homemade light bread. I don't know whether you ever eat it. Homemade light bread.
Yeah, I remember old people around home would make some, and I remember what it was. It tasted mighty good to me.
It was good, I thought. And when we left up Uncle Gabe and them on Saturday before we left, she baked us a great big old ham to bring back with her. And I swear I thought that was the best meat I have eaten in my life. Just baked us we left McDowell with a whole ham baked. We left it. We had ham we got home. Yeah, I remember that mighty well. She baked us and her bread. She baked us bread. But some things Uncle Marty cooked, fries, and wasn't baking. Homemade meat wasn't back then. It wasn't. It's the thing you was going to get and bacon in the store, it didn't. Homemade meat.
I believe you said something about you went with them a hunting when they was back in there in Linville Gorge. You tagged along and watched them hunt some back in there.
Yeah, me and Gil. He a little older than I was. Gil was. He older than I. And he had a pack of dogs just like he crazy young Gabe and his boys crazy over the dogs as I was mine. I always been, and we take them dogs and go up on the mountain, build us up a fire and set up fire for hours, and they jump a fox. And we'd set up fire, he just run around the mountain. They run until he got tired and he'd go on the rock cliff.
Yeah.
That's the way they did it. Coon hunt, we'll go coon hunt, go up on the mountain, build us a fire, listen to the coon race.
Did you see any bears while you was back up there?
Seen one bear roll off into the river.
Roll off into the river?
Yeah. Dogs were running him, and they'd heard about it come in. Now they'd run him out of Humpback, the place in there. I couldn't tell you if I don't. It's a mountain back over by the old place they call Humpback.
Uh-huh.
That's right, in another county.
Yeah.
I got it. And they'd run him out. And Uncle heard about it. Somebody told him. I don't know how they get their news, but they get their news about as good from about 100 things up there as you do here, a phone and I think. And me and Gib, we took off to Linville Falls.
Uh-huh.
And he was coming down on the best I can tell you. I don't know where I was on the south side. It just seemed like I was on the south side of the river, and he was on the north. Went down there, I guess as first from here. We did. First from here anyhow, down Fall Journey. And that old bear come up there and it just looked like this solid rock for ever so many feet. I thought he come into the edge of that rock, looked like he just laid down and rolled right off into the river and down he went. That's old bear.
Reckon he lived? Have no idea, do you? That old bear lived when he hit that water.
God, yeah, they went on there some more into the running. They'd been running him about a day. Yeah, they went on there. I don't know whether they ever caught him or not, but yeah, they did. They killed him, I think, down about 4 or 5 miles down from Linville Falls. Yeah, they said. Yeah, I remember.
You was telling me something else is mighty interesting. On your way back, when you got ready to cross a creek or a river there, you seen something that's right interesting. About that blind man.
As we went on.
Oh, that was as you went on?
Yeah, as we went on just before we got to Linville River. We were just crossing the bank.
Uh-huh.
And we met a blind man and 2 red foxes leading. Now you talk about old Presley's eyes. I guess you could flip your finger and you knock both of my eyes out when I see that. I never heard tell us such a thing. Dogs lead anybody, you know. And I was fool enough, I had never seen a red fox in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about me here. My dad told me about them. There's foxes here back when he was young, you know, gray foxes and red foxes. And that's why they was pretty out.
And they was leading that blind man?
Yes, sir. They're leading just like, I figure they just like 2 dogs lead. Like you see dogs leading.
Yeah.
Them 2 dogs lead. And that is in November when we met him. And then next summer he come on through this country down here around Eagle Mill, stayed around down in there for about a week or 2, they said. Same man, 2 foxes leading.
Well, how did he make his living, do you know?
He's a peddler.
Peddler?
He had a trunk on his back about that long. Yeah, he straps under his arm here and over here, on his back. He was a peddler.
You remember what kind of stuff he peddled?
They said he had all kinds of
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Maybe some cloth and pots and pans.
Cloth and things and all sides. And I don't know where it was. You know, way back then I heard a lot of old people talk about people are coming through, Irishmen's are coming through, you know, peddling. Trunk on their back.
Yeah.
Said that the old Irishman had it, well, they had the old folks there. The old Irishman was out, you know, traveling. And they come across an old muzzle-loading shotgun. And they thought they'd found the music, something to make music, you know. Said one of them picked it up and told him to blow, and he'd know. And said he fired away, blowing in the barrel, and he pulled the trigger and just blew his head off. He said, the old life was in faith in because I hit the wrong note. That's told jokes.
Yeah, old timey jokes.
In a sight back, I say 75, 50, 70, back when them old people, about my daddy's age, you
Yeah.
know, and my uncle, it was a sight hearing them tell jokes on Ashland, you know.
Yeah.
All about it.
Faith in the Christ, I hit the wrong note.
Yes, faith in me Christ, I hit the wrong note. Yeah.
Oh no. I believe you was telling me too that was it your uncle that was known as a wizard?
Yeah. Peter Huffman.
Peter
Grandma's
Huffman.
brother. Peter Huffman.
Your grandma's brother?
Yeah, Grandma Denny.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, brother. Come through, my daddy said, I never did see him, my daddy said he come through back when he was a boy. Him and his wife, 2 kids. They was a ride, the kids rode a pony. Him and his wife towed the chickens and the hog followed them.
That's the way they travel.
That's the way they traveled. Him and his wife carried the chicken. Not the pony, the Jenny.
A Jenny.
Yeah.
That's a little mule, isn't it?
It was Jenny. That's what they said. They were riding a Jenny. My daddy said he never did see him or hear no more tell him. They did. They come through.
Yeah.
Don't know where. He didn't remember where he didn't know where he come from and where he went to when he left.
Well, why'd they call him a wizard?
Well, just like I told you, he could just do anything I got and said he wanted to do. He could walk up outside to a tree and the leaves go to willing just like you running fire through it, my daddy said. And Uncle Emmett,
Well, what'd he do? Just lay his hand up on it?
Yes, he said all he did just walk up to the tree and take a hold of it.
Uh-huh.
Don't know what he said.
But the tree would just die, wouldn't it?
He just go to welding up just like you chopped it down as welding a fire and just after reading the card, you know. It's like sort of like witch work or anything, you know, you
Yeah.
said it old witches and they said you couldn't shoot, the old